and welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about some more comic books and anime news and other subjects. I like to cover a lot of things: movies, TV, shows, manga, all kinds of things. So it's pretty much an open channel that covers a lot of things. Talk about a lot of things, and in the future I'm going to probably try to discuss some more anime episodes and stuff and whatnot. But today I'm going to cover some comic book news. I seen that Wizard World Comic Con, and if you don't know, these Wizard World holds a lot of comic book, major shows. They try to do major shows or kind of middle of the road shows, and a lot of states where a lot of states that don't usually or normally have big comic book shows. They kind of make I always liked the fact that they would always have these big kind of, like I said, middle of the road Comic Cons. They'd have big voice actors, movie actors, and bring a lot of movie stars in, a lot of comic book talent, and you get to, get your book signed, have these little presentations. If you couldn't attend like the Comic Con, like in San Diego or like the New York Comic Con or the big, the big five shows, were the major, what I call the A-list type, comic book shows. They kind of gave you, these are more along the line of like, C or D type, shows sometimes, and sometimes even a C, and according to where they're at, like some of the Chicago shows, or they used to have, like, they were kind of A class as well. But they've kind of fallen on really hard times. They've been hemorrhaging money. And let's read a little bit of this article. While con organizer Wizard Entertainment was able to cut losses in Q3 2018, a $448,000 loss of money on declining revenues per show puts its balance sheet on an even weaker position. So they're just literally hemorrhaging money with every show. They're not making money, they're losing money, which is never a good thing for a business model of any sort. Sales were down 15% to $4.470 million for the quarter from $5.23 million in the same quarter a year ago. The company nearly broke even on an operating basis, generating an operating loss of only $4,200, a big improvement from the $1.28 million operating loss in Q3 2017. So I guess they've actually been doing better, but after adding in the company's interest loss, the loss was at $448,000 for the quarter. Yeah, throwing too many numbers at me. I'm not an accountant. Bottom line, they're just the revenue dropping on a larger number of shows. They've been cutting back on shows. They were supposed to be doing a lot of shows in my home state and a lot of my surrounding states I live around, and I've been noticing they've been cutting back on a lot of their rural shows. I want them to do well because, like I said, they're kind of that's a good way to put it. They're more of a rural, big budget, Comic Con like type entertainment company. They go to states where normally no one would go, and I that's one cool thing I think that they, that's cool about what they do. Especially like there's some states where they don't have a lot of anime or comic book, major shows. You have little, mini shows here and there in various places. But I live in Alabama. There are not that many, there's a few, but they're not that many big shows. It's getting better, a lot better than it used to. Really, if you wanted to go to a comic show, you had to go, up north. You had to go to Georgia or, Florida, which is fine if you can travel that far, which just takes a lot of money and time and effort, and it's always nicer if you can have a show right next to you. You can just, hop in the car and go right there, but that's not always the case. But I just wanted to mention the news on that. I'm not laughing about that. I don't want them to do, I want them to do well, actually, because like I said, they really are a good thing in a lot of ways, and I don't want them to go away. And I wish a lot of other companies would kind of do the same thing, kind of have more, shows where no one usually goes, but So hopefully they'll, get right to ship and, fix everything that's wrong, and they'll get back on track, and they'll start doing some, a lot more shows and places. Anyway, that's all for now. Just wanted to keep these episodes, this show short and sweet. I just want to see some news on that, and I wanted to cover that. Anyway, that's all for now. Catch you next time. I'm Brian Robinson, your host, and I'll catch you next time. Later.